So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that has substantially shifted my mindset in the past couple of days and probably weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and try to break down this mental model that you can try and utilize for yourself. But what basically this video is going to be about is just me spitting out some little bit of philosophy and my understanding of this thing, which is called the perception of the world, basically. A couple of days ago, I have released a video about managing your mind. It's probably gonna pop up somewhere here and the link is going to be in the description. So if you want, you can go and check that out. And this one is basically of the same category, but today we're going to be talking about reframing your mind and re-evaluating all the situations that are happening in your life. An example that I would give from my own life is that I've had social anxiety for basically for my whole life. Since I was 10, I've gotten overweight, and up to 16 years old, I had this horrible social anxiety. Like, I remember first time when I went to the gym, I couldn't literally buy a membership. I was scared of coming up to that girl who worked in the gym to just basically buy a membership. I stood there for 25 minutes sweating. This is how bad it was. But after I had started to work on my mind and reprogram it into thinking like nobody gives a shit about you. Like, you can probably relate to this. Every single time when you're in a bad mood, you look at people, or if you have social anxiety, you look at people and they all seem to be very angry. Like, everyone is judging you, everyone is looking at you, because that's something that I felt for sure. And I'm sure that people that have that's basically the reason why I have social anxiety, because you think that people are judging you, but they're not. 90% of people just don't give a shit about you. 5% of people wish you the best, and another 5% of people are just same insecure people that think that you're also judging them. So that's not really something that you should be worrying about. Easier said than done, obviously, and I know it, but that's basically the same concept. If you work on your mind and if you try to reprogram it, you can fix basically any problem and any struggle that you have in your life, basically. So you probably already know that most of the experience at whatever it may be is usually determined by the way you perceive it. Picture this: you get $1,000 and you invest it somewhere, whatever it may be, maybe crypto, whatever, and something really unexpected happens and you lose those money, like everything. You literally have zero. Now, there are basically two ways to look at it, and this is your choice to basically decide which way you're going to choose. First way is that this is so terrible, I lost all my money, I have no money right now, I've been saving up for so long to invest, and this is crap, and I'm never going to invest again, and what do I do right now? I want to kill myself, and all the rest of those thoughts. But another way that you can look at it is that, well, I've lost all my money. Well, I still don't have money, that's probably fucked, but on the other hand, this is a very important experience. Probably right now, from this moment, I need to get a little bit more responsible about my money. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more about things that I'm investing in and all of those sorts of things. So you can literally take it from rock bottom basically to as high as you want. You can surpass that level of $1,000 in a very short period of time if you just do the right things. And there are literally countless amounts of examples. Let's just go around one more because I've been thinking about it for all this time that I'm recording this. So picture this: you go to the gym and you get injured. You break your arm or something bad happens with your arm or chest or whatever. And so you cannot really train upper body anymore. Now, most of people, what would they do? They'd probably think that this is so horrible, my fitness is over right now, I'm probably just, I don't know. A lot of the people will just fall off. And the other group of people will think, well, I just broke my arm, maybe I can't really train upper body anymore, which means that I'm just gonna go there and get massive fucking legs. And I'm sure that you've seen those examples everywhere. Like, literally, you always have this pessimistic group of people or one person, and this very, very optimistic group of people or one person. Someone who's really, really pessimistic, negative, something bad happens, okay, it's not even worth trying. I'm just gonna screw it up even more, I might as well stop doing everything. And the other one's like, this is amazing, I can learn so many lessons. Like, whatever it might be, whatever happens, those two people will always be there. And today I wanted to dive into this thing, which is things are not what they are, things are what we think they are. And this idea has literally forced me to doubt everything that I have in my head. Anything that I perceive, anything that I think about, anything that other people say to me and I understand in one specific way or manner, I started to question fucking everything. And trust me, if you're anything like me, at least, this idea will not let you go. You will be a little bit paranoid probably. But on the other hand, I think that this is actually beneficial to understand this concept, because if you realize that things are not what they are, things are what you want them to be, basically, you can start to work on your mind and really reprogram it, make it think whatever you want it to think. So if something bad happens, you can force your brain to reframe it into something positive. So there's an example that I liked, which I learned from Alex Hormozi, and he was basically talking about his therapist friend, which had patients coming to her with really, really fucked up shit happening. And the question she always asked is that, what would it take for this to be amazing? And if you think about it, well, somebody died in their family, they lost all of their money, somebody broke up with them, everything is went to shit. Like, and she asked them, what would it take for this to be amazing? Now, I can't talk about losing somebody really close to you or something like that, but if you lose all of your money, or if somebody breaks up with you, or you get an injury, or some, like there's infinite amount of things that can happen. And you ask yourself, what would it take for this to be amazing? Now, if somebody broke up with you and it's really, really bad and everything is looking like that's the end of the world, you can ask yourself, well, do I really want to feel like that? Like, is it really as bad as I make it to be? And then you start to go through this process of understanding that this is not as fucked as you think it is. And then you start to reprogram your mind into thinking that, well, this is an opportunity to grow. You can go into this revenge mode and make her or him regret, but that's another story. The point I'm trying to make is that from every shitty situation, you can come out 10 times better. And that's basically the point of shitty situations in the first place. If you take the shitty situation, this is basically like a test of you. If you take shitty situation and you go down from there, then this is only your fault. And if you take a shitty situation and you go up from there, this is the thing that you have earned and you have made, and the thing that you can be proud of. So next time something bad or not really good happens to you, always remember that it's not as bad as you think it is. And when something good happens, remember that it's not as good as you think it is, because you can lose everything at this moment and make even more at any other given moment. It's really important to know how to manage your emotions, but this is a whole another topic. But one thing I will say is that, you know, the people that tell you that bad things happen in threes, they don't happen in threes. One bad thing happens and people let it basically like sort of snowball into 2 more, or even 4, 5, 6, 7 even worse things. You can basically start to build this chain of situations that can happen. So let's say you lose that $1,000, then you go to the gym, you pick up the weight, all angry, in a bad mood because the bad thing has happened. You get the dumbbell and you do something wrong and you break your arm. Then the second thing, and now the 2 bad things that happen. Now you go home in a very, very bad mood, or maybe now you go home after the hospital in even worse mood. You broke your arm, you cannot train upper body anymore, you lost $2,000, this is the worst day of my life, whatever. Then you go home all broken, in a depression, and then you just don't get to work tomorrow, you don't work on your business, then girlfriend breaks up with you because you're becoming such a shit because something has hit in your life. And all of those things basically go into even worse situation. And if you think back from that, like, what could basically prevent you from doing that? Not losing $1,000? Probably yes. Or you can just suck it up, and what's happened has happened. You just go to the gym, you pick up normal weights, you do your usual exercises, you go home probably in a bad mood, but at least you didn't break your arm. But then you sort of like recover mentally, and then you learn your lessons, and then you get to work again, and then you start progressing again, and eventually you surpass that level that you started at, or probably getting way, way, way above it. And same thing is basically with overthinking. I'm a kind of person who is a huge overthinker. I'm sure that if you're watching this video until this moment, then you probably are too. You see something happening and then you start thinking about it. Maybe you think about the upcoming exams. Maybe you think about something that's happening with your parents. Maybe you're obsessed with this girl in your class and you just overthink it, and you just basically are having this process of self-destruction inside of your own head, which is the funniest part, and nothing bad ending up happening in the first place. Yeah, probably you will like sort of attract this bad thing to happen if you overthink it and if you really fear it. But what happens most of the time? Like, you overthink about that girl in your class and then like nothing happens. She didn't judge you, she doesn't give a fuck about you. Maybe she likes you too, like anything can be, right? But if you just came up and asked her in the first place and just started this conversation or anything, you could have known it way faster. So that's another thing for you to take action, but this is not video about taking action. You see, overthinking is a self-destructive activity, and I do this every single day. Like, any opportunity I get, I overthink. But when I catch myself overthinking something, I try to ask myself a question. Is this really what's gonna happen? Like, is this the truth? Is my mind not making it up? And it might be the truth, but most of the time it's simply not. It's just simply bullshit that your mind comes up with, and you just need to go to the gym and put all of this shit off so that you only have energy that is positive and thoughts that are really going to help you in progressing in whatever it is that you're doing. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna leave you with that. And if you have any questions or overall any thoughts about this topic, then feel free to write them down in the comments. Yeah, just basically let me know what you think. So yeah, if you found this video valuable, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.